was suggesting health or engineering, like you take engineers, they go and dig out roads, participate with the communities, like set up dams and so on. If it is health, you go with medical students, do something health related. So we need to really be specific which sort of engagement this is going to be.
Yes, there's a point there.
Yes, the way I'm looking at that would be a much better way of doing it, because I come in from the university in a bus. These are people in the rural area. I'm smarter than them. Then I come in and they'll not talk. In reality, they won't talk because they are waiting for you to communicate. So it would be rather nice if you sent these university students to stay in here for a while.
That's what you were saying. They should be part of that.
Yes, it's very easy to be critical, but first, before to reach the community, we have to travel to the community.
No, it's fine.
Walk in. That is very important because this is allowing a certain airing of different points of view that is very useful, because this is only a prototype.
That's it.
You can make another prototype in 10 minutes.
In just building on his, I would also have loved the bus now to be moving from this side, carrying these guys to this university. The community members also entering the university and using it, removing this fear that the university is for people who have gotten educated up to, so that it is two-way.
If this is, it's not just a learning of an interaction here, but you're creating a third space that doesn't exist at all. Like, for example, the community leaders are carrying memories of how life used to be from 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and that memory is lost, right? So I wonder whether one can create a larger thing about this is what Africa is. This is the essence of what life here is. These are our values. And somehow you use that mechanism to kind of root ourselves in the values that we were born of. Right? So,
yeah, the idea behind the creation that we have now is to facilitate an initial interaction that will allow the university and community to then jointly define a shared platform for co-learning. That's the thinking. So it's not as if this is complete. We're talking about an initial.
This would be like phase one.
Yes, an initial interaction opportunity.
And to add to that, we're also thinking that if that interaction is successful, once we create a success story, then we can keep it being sustained. So if there's the interaction between university and community is successfully done, and it's kind of a win-win situation, then we can continue to have it on a regular basis.
They give the same community.
So my question is that the goal in itself, or there's something we're trying to accomplish by
why that? I think the thing we are trying to, the theory, village leaders and also the community, is an immense level of wisdom and knowledge of the type that doesn't get valued and doesn't get leveraged. There's a lot to learn from. How do we learn from that? How do we mine that? How do we leverage that? How do we also give them the status that comes out of that knowledge? That's the larger question.
My feeling is the mere existence of the university system here and this bus here might not warrant that there is interaction between the community and the university system. You see, to clearly show that there is an appropriate engagement of the university system within the community, if you clearly show that there is actually these people sitting together, discussing about the community issues together, planning together, and also come up with some examples, say spring protected through this engagement, road constructed, probably. It might not be that much feasible, but if you show some examples and their interaction, actually they're sitting together, planning together, this might speak about these interactions and these structures only. Structures are there. This is true. It's not because universities do not have buses that they are not interacting with the community. This is an attitudinal issue.
Yes. I'm going to call time, but I'm actually going to point out something. Let's move out. Look at the quality of the conversation. Look at how much happening. And do you see what we are talking around? Pieces of paper taped up, right? we use this to get into a really complex thing, and essentially what is happening is that you all are carrying mental models and understanding of how villages work, etc., and it's all coming out. This is the kind of discussion I was trying to point out, that a prototype has a power of pulling out a very rich discussion. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Had a role to play in this. There has been a lot of rural-urban immigration, and one of the reasons has been that water wells are very far from people. And she and I were the only ones left in the village with a few others who could not go to the rural area. So there were two gentlemen who came to help us. We were also thinking of going to the...
They came from the city?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So,